Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So today is going to be a little different. I have a really short video for you guys about proper nail prep, and so we're just going to jump straight into it. So I am gently pushing the cuticles back with my cuticle pusher, and I do this that way I can get as close to the skin as possible when laying my acrylic, and so that it is easier for me to remove any dead skin or unwanted skin around the cuticles. And when doing this, you don't want to do it too hard, because the cuticle part of your nail are brittle. I ain't gonna say brittle, but they are easy to damage. So you don't want to push the cuticle back too hard. So just gently push the cuticles back on all 5 of the fingers. And pushing the cuticles back also help prevent bacteria infections, and it also helps prevent hangnails and any split cuticles as well. And pushing the cuticles back also help the acrylic stay longer and prevent any lifting as well. And also when doing this process, guys, you can use a metal cuticle pusher, you can use a wooden cuticle pusher, or you can use a plastic cuticle pusher. It does not really matter, as long as you have something that is not so harsh to gently push back the cuticles. But just know, when using medical cuticle pushers, you do have to disinfect and you do have to clean them after each client, because you don't want any bacteria getting built up on the cuticle pusher or infecting the nail as you're pushing the cuticle back. Okay, so right now I am going in with my cuticle bit, and I got this off Amazon. I will link it in the description box below. I'm going in with my cuticle bit to lift the cuticles up to get any dead skin that is around the cuticles, and I'm going to do this on the very low speed. And sorry y'all, I am out of frame right here. I did not know I was out of frame, y'all. Until then I realized I was out of frame. But you're going to see me gently go around the cuticle area, and I'm just gently going around without nipping or cutting my client's cuticles. And I'm just going around lifting their cuticle up, getting any dead skin out from around the cuticle. That way you could have a flawless application with no lifting. And I'm going to do this to all 5 nails. And make sure when you're doing this, do not dig into your client's cuticles, because this can cause your client's cuticles to be sore. You don't want your client to have sore fingers. And you can also cut them if you don't use the right cuticle bit. I try to use a round or flat cuticle bit. That way it won't cut my client. And it will also be soft and gentle, because you do not want to hurt your client while doing this, and you don't want to dig into their nails. Like I said, digging into their nails can cause painful. It can make their nails feel real painful. Okay, y'all, now that is done. The next step is going to be clipping the cuticle. When doing this, you want to be really careful, y'all, and do not cut this is kind of hard to explain, but do not cut the skin, the new skin that is on top, because cutting that skin can cause infections on the nail. You only want to cut the skin that you lifted with the cuticle bit, because that skin is the dead skin, and you only want to remove the dead skin. You do not want to remove the new skin. And you can kind of tell the new skin from the dead skin, because the dead skin is going to be kind of I'm not going to say hard, but it's going to be I don't really know how to explain it, guys, but you'll be able to tell their new skin, that their new skin will be their actual skin, y'all. You only want to clip the skin that you lifted with the cuticle bit, and not every finger is going to have a whole lot of dead skin that you need to nip. This finger didn't have a whole lot. And so you just see me going around nipping little pieces. And you want to be super careful, because especially if you have brand new cuticle clippers, you can cut your client and that can bleed. And if that happens, put pressure on it right away and spray the finger with alcohol. It may burn your client, but you want to disinfect that area, because you don't want to have their hand to be infected. So please be very gentle, and please be very careful when doing this, and make sure to not cut their actual skin, and do not cut the new skin. Only cut the dead skin off that you lifted with the cuticle bit. And once again, I cannot stress this enough. Please be very careful, because you can cut them. And now I'm just doing the same thing to the thumb. Her thumb didn't have that much dead skin that needed to be cut. And you guys see how I'm just going, you really can't really see, but it's it's kind of blurred out. I don't know why my camera won't focus, but I'm going underneath the skin. I'm not going on top of her cuticles at all. I'm literally cutting the dead skin that's underneath her cuticle. Okay, now y'all, I am taking my 100 grit sanding band, and we are going to remove the shine from the nails. So right here, you just see me running my sanding band across my file, and I do this because you don't want that sanding band to be too sharp, because you can cut your client, and you don't want their nails to be like, you don't want it to be too rough on their natural nail, because you only want to just remove the shine. You're not trying to file their nails. You're not trying to dig into their nails. You're not trying to do anything. And then I do that also because I get really close to the cuticles and I don't want to nip her skin. So please make sure that you run your cuticle bit across the file or emery board or whatever the case may be. Make sure you run it across there at least 2 or 3 times to kind of soften up the drill bit. That way it won't be so rough on your client's nail. And you're just going to gently remove the shine of their nail. That way the nail tip can stick to it better, and also that way you will have no lifting and proper nail prep. And removing the shine just helps create a better surface for the product to stick to, because your hands do produce oil, and you don't want the nails to pop off. And this will also help your nails last longer if you do this step. So please do not skip this step when doing acrylics, because this is a very, very, very important step. It might not seem like it, but it is a very important step. And also when doing this, you want to make sure that your drill is on the lowest speed possible, because you don't want to be too rough on your client's nail. So just always make sure that your speed is on the lowest setting as possible when buffing the nails, when removing the shine off the nails, and when using the cuticle bit. You want to make sure that your drill is always on the lowest speed, guys, because you don't want to hurt your client nail beds. Okay, now you just see me going in. I'm just basically clipping her nail because her nail was a little long for me. And so I asked her, could I clip them? And she said yes. And I don't clip them down too much. I do leave her nail on a little bit, but I just clip this. And I do this because if your natural nail is too long, it's going to be kind of hard. I'm not going to say it's going to be hard, but it kind of helps your nail last longer once I glue the tips on top of your nails. And so right here, we're moving on to nail tip application. So you just see me basically taking the nail tip to see what finger does the nail tip fit on. And when measuring your nail tips, guys, you want to make sure that the nail tip is sidewall to sidewall, okay? Because if the nail tip is not sidewall to sidewall, when you apply your acrylic, the nail tip is going to want to pop back up and your nail is not going to last long. So I would rather, even if the client nails, like the nail tip is a little bigger, I would rather for you to have a bigger nail tip than a smaller nail tip, because if you apply a smaller nail tip, that nail tip is going to want to pop back up, and your nails are not going to last as long as you will want them to. And also, if your nail tip is a little bigger, you can always go in and file the size down to the correct size. So please make sure that your nails are sidewall to sidewall, guys. That way that your nails do not pop back up or do not pop back off. This is very, very important when applying, when doing acrylic nails, because this is a key to having long-lasting nails. I'm just going to do this to all 5 of her nails, and we'll jump straight back into it. And also, guys, you see me holding down the nail for a few seconds. I do this that way the nail won't pop back up. But if your nail fits, it's not going to pop back up. But I ran out of my KDS glue, so I'm using some dollar store glue, and I'm just holding it down to making sure that the nail is extra secure. That way the glue can dry and the nail won't slide or move. So I'm holding it down for like 10 to 15 seconds just to make sure that the nail is clear. You see how that just popped back up? I didn't hold it down long enough, so I put a little more glue, and I'm just holding it down just to make sure that the nail is secure on the nail. Okay, guys, all the nail tips are glued on, so now we are going to go in with the rest of the steps of the proper nail prep. So the next thing after the nail tips are glued on, we are going to dehydrate the nail. You can use any kind of dehydrator, any Meal Secret dehydrator, any type of dehydrator, or you can also use alcohol. I currently don't have any dehydrator, so I use alcohol, and alcohol works just as well as any regular dehydrator. And you dehydrate your nail to remove any dust after removing the shine, removing any particles or anything. This will also help create a perfect base for your primer. And you want to always make sure that you use primer when priming your nails. This helps prevent lifting. This helps make the nails last longer. And this just helps for an overall proper step in prepping, because it just helps your nails last so much longer, and it also helps your nails bond as well. So I'm using the No Lift Nail Primer. You can get this off Amazon for $12 or $13, but I bought this from my local nail supply store for $13. But I will have a link in the description box below. And normally when I prime nails, I'll go in with my Young Nails protein bond, then I go in with my No Lift primer. And I got this hack from Tay Beauty. This helps my nails with lifting. Like, I literally have no lifting when I use the two together. But I am currently out of my Young Nails protein bond, so I am only using the No Lift primer, but the No Lift primer will work as well. And then, y'all, my phone ended up dying, so I didn't get a chance to film my application. I didn't want to do a big video on application, so I'm just going to insert this small clip. So I used a previous application video from my last video to show y'all a quick little application. So as you see me, I always start at the bottom and work my way up the nail. This is after I have prepped the nail. I start my application. And so I have learned that starting from the bottom and working my way up is so much easier for me. This helps me build the thickness of the nails, and this also helps me build my apex and help me keep a consistent thickness throughout the whole entire nail, because I used to start at the bottom and work my way down, and my nail will always come out uneven. So I feel that doing this really helps my application come out real bit smoother and so much better. And I slowed this video down so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm only going to insert just this one finger, because this video is not about application. It's about proper nail prep. I will do a separate video on application. I just wanted to insert this. And yes, y'all, this is a different finger from the video I did the prep on, because like I said, my phone did die, but I wanted to insert this for you guys. And as you see, I'm just holding the nail down and just keep moving the nail back to keep looking. And I'm holding it down that way the acrylic can flow down the nail and work for you and not against you. And so I am now going in with my cuticle / apex bead, and I placed it. And I have learned, y'all, if y'all know, cuticle application, the cuticle beads was my biggest challenge, y'all. But I finally got it. So I have learned to place my cuticle bead below the cuticle and push it into the cuticle. I used to place my bead on the cuticle and would flood the cuticle every single time. But when you do it this way, it's so much easier and so much better and looks so much natural. And you're just going to push that into it. And you see how I'm just bringing it down and pushing it in as I bring it down. You're going to slowly bring that down, not too hard and not too much, because you don't want to move the acrylic all the way at the end of the nail and make it uneven. And that was a problem that I have. I used to wipe my acrylic entirely too much. So all the acrylic I just put on the nail would literally come right off. But as you see, I am placing that cuticle bead right in the cuticle and just pushing it down. And I'm keeping my nail angled down. That way the acrylic can flow down and it'd be so much easier, y'all. Just look at the application, y'all. Like, that came out so well and so neat and so good. Just look at that. And you see I'm steady wiping the sidewalls. I'm doing this to keep the shape of the nail. That way no acrylic is falling off the side. And I'm just going to go around the cuticle area and wipe up any acrylic that may have gotten on the finger or the cuticle. But as you see, that's that, y'all.